Do not disturb. On button. Double tap to deactivate focus mode. Everything on your screen. Screen selected. Live now. 0. Stop broadcast. Selected. Live now. 0. 12. Button. Stop broad. Microphone. On button. Microphone. Button. Screen curtain off.
So I wanted to come up and just see how everyone is doing. I'm sure that everyone is interested in wanting to know how I am. As most of you are probably aware, I lost my husband last year in 2021. It definitely has not been easy. I definitely can say that much. It's not been a easy road. I am in Tennessee now, been here since October of last year. Came here about the latter part of October. And I want to take all the time before I get really into my update. I do want to thank all of the subscribers that I have. If you would like to, hit the notification bell so that you will get my notifications when I go live, when I update things. I'm hoping to begin, now that I have found a app that will let me come on live and be able to broadcast. Hold on a second.
Microphone. Button. Stop. Microphone. On. Microphone. Off. Microphone. Button. Microphone. On.
Sorry. Thank God I have a button that I can turn off my microphone. But I just wanted to say welcome to everybody that has subscribed. I know some of you have been here for a long time, and others, I know there are 2 new videos, and I'm going to talk about them in a minute. But I've been doing a lot of testing here and there, and I've deleted some of the videos because I didn't need them on account of everything, just having to get everything straightened out a little bit and kind of delete some of the videos that had my speech going too much, or because I think y'all would rather hear me talk than to keep hearing an iPhone speak stuff that makes no sense. It wouldn't make no sense to you all, but some of you probably would, but maybe not everybody. But anyway, I know it's Mother's Day tomorrow, so I want to say happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there that have children. I've got 2 boys myself, and I wouldn't trade them for nothing. So where do I begin? Let's go with since losing Roger. So as I said, it's been kind of hard to talk about. I lost him, like I said, last year, and it has been kind of hard for me because I know where he's at and I know he's in heaven. But it's still I never it still feels like it's like a dream, as if I'm in a kind of like a dream world. I never thought that that even though he was 61, but that's still young. And it's not been the most easiest thing. It really has not been the easiest thing to deal with, really. But I'm coping with it. Hold on a minute.
Microphone button. Microphone on button. Microphone off. Stop broadcast. Microphone off button. Microphone on.
Oh man, I am so sorry, folks, but I've had a supper a while ago. We went out for Mother's Day and went with the family, and that was fun. And then we had ice cream, and so some of this stuff I've been eating. We went to Texas Roadhouse, and it sometimes when I eat, I have a tendency to have a lot of belching problems, and I think a lot of it's acid reflux. But so anyway, back to the update. So if I ever have to say excuse me for a moment, it's to turn off my microphone so that y'all won't have to hear things in your ears or anything like that. Losing Roger was very difficult for me, although I know he's in heaven, but it's been a very difficult journey. I didn't think that I would be totally by myself as far as alone, and in that sense, I got my mom, but it's like when you lose someone you love, it's especially when you've been with them for a long time and then you lose them. It's sad. It's not an easy thing for me to have to deal with losing them, and with losing him and all. And so like I said, I had to leave my apartment. I had to give it up and move because I wasn't gonna get any help anymore really in Alabama. I mean, as far as yeah, I had help for a little bit, but what I'm saying is that it just wasn't gonna happen all the time. And I've always been told if you need to, you probably should get with your family. And so I did that, and I've been here, like I said, now since right at the latter part of October, and about the 27th, I guess. Yeah, 27th, something like that. 26th, something 27th. It's in that ballpark, around that ballpark. And now I am pretty much just, I stay here with my mom. I'm glad that I get to be with her and see her, and I help her out with her dishes, and I do things when I can. Hold on a minute again.
Microphone button. Microphone off. Microphone on.
Okay. So I help her with a lot of the dishes and stuff, and we have good times together. I think we're getting along together very well. It's been good to be back home in the state of Tennessee, because this was where I was actually born, in Tennessee. And so, excuse me, hold on a minute again.
Microphone off. Microphone on.
All right. Let's see, what else can I say? But I would say that overall, I know that my God is watching over me, and I can say that giving my testimony, I never thought that it would take somebody that I loved unconditionally, cared about him, and was definitely very devoted. Every day that I could, I was at the hospital seeing him before he passed away. And then it just broke my heart. I was just, I cried a lot. I was saying, hey, that was my right hand. That was my, because he watched over me and did a lot to help me out. And then I had to watch him be on a ventilator and everything. And it was devastating to, know that he had to get COVID and I had to lose him. But I'm glad he's in heaven now. And I know he has a purpose, that God has a purpose for all of us to march toward our heavenly home. So for any new subscribers, I'm going to now get into the bowling videos. So there are 2 bowling videos. The one that is the newest, it actually was from back in 2019, I think. I think it might have been 2019. And it has where, if you will notice, it was at the Tennessee School for the Blind, and I had a person to video so that we could record me getting a strike. But the sad part with that is that they had to have bumpers up. And with me, I prefer, because I'm the type of person that I like to do things like the sighted world. I do not know why that is, but I like to take chances of, if the ball goes in the gutter, oh well, let the ball go in the confounded gutter. Just let it go. If that's where it lands, that's where it lands. But they said, well, I'm sorry, but I can't, I have to keep the bumpers up, so in that case, I did get a strike, and all you hear is me going, woo, like that when I got the strike. But what I wanted to do was, my hope was at the time, my hope was one day, if I ever bowled again, was to get one without bumpers. And that explains the second video, the one that was new first, which has over now around 500 views, I do believe. I think it's got 500 views now. And it was a free day to bowl, so it was at the bowling alley in Smyrna and here in Tennessee. And they gave us a free day where the games and all were free. And so it was fun. And I just thought, well, I don't want the bumpers. I could have had them if I wanted them. And they probably would have put them up for me. But I said, no, I don't want to. Because I said, I want to know and experience getting a strike without having the bumpers. So, when I got that strike, that's why I was so happy, and that's why the excitement, because I was that ball, the way it went, the way my hand that ball could have, my mom was saying, Leanne, you got to put the power, and that's what y'all almost heard. Those of you that have watched the video, if you've watched it till the end, you would hear me saying to my mom, well, you said put the, or something like that. When I said, well, you said put the, and what I was going to say to her and what I said to her before they cut the video off was, I said to her, well, you said put the power behind the ball, because at first I wasn't throwing my balls hard enough. And I guess it's because I haven't done it in so long. And I had to get back into the kind of the swing of things, if you know what I mean. You got to get in that swing of hitting that ball, or not hitting it, but throwing it, I should say. You got to put the power behind the ball so that it goes down the lane, and rolls enough to hit those pins. And so when she told me that, she just says, Leanne, you've got to put the power behind that ball, honey, or it ain't going to go down the lane. And I said, oh, okay. And it was like when she said that, when she said, well, put the power behind the ball, honey. Well, when I did that, that's when y'all saw it. And then there was the gentleman there beside me, that one of our church members, and you hear him, he says, perfect, now curve on back. And the next thing, because he was trying to kind of hope that the ball would, turn and go back, because I guess it was curving, or, he wanted it to curve and go straight. And that ball could have went anywhere. It could have went in the gutter. It could have went down and missed the pins altogether. There ain't no telling where it went, or that it could have went. But it somehow, when he said, perfect, now curve on back, and the ball just happened to go right straight down, and it got the strike. And so I was very excited about that, and that's why you heard me go, yes. And I was just so happy, because that was a first time without any bumpers and me not being able to see what I'm doing. The only help I had was the gentleman that was standing up. There were two gentlemen, and they were both my church members. You hear the one guy, if you listen a little bit close, one of the members, he says, and he's one of my church members, the only thing you hear him say is, there you go, as like there you go, that's it, you got it. Like he was, and what he was telling me is that he was saying to me that the ball was like where my hand was positioned, and he was telling me, that's it, turn it loose, let it go now, you got it. So he was wanting me to be able to know that it was okay to turn the ball loose and to go ahead and swing, because he said I had it aim it in the right direction. And so that's really, to be honest, that, nobody had my hands or anything like that, or anything that, it just happened to be that he was just explaining to me. He says, that's it, you got it, now let it go, turn it loose. And he's like, swing it. So I did it and let it go. And I didn't know what was going to happen. I thought, oh man, I was thinking this ball's not going to, and there it went. It went right into the pins and hit them. And then my mama told me later on that there was a pin down there that was being a little bit stubborn. and it decided, well, I'm not going to fall. So that could have happened too. I could have had all 9 of them and then not gotten the strike. And then I would have had to try to get the one pin left for the spare. But somehow it decided to fall. And when it did, it just, they just all fell. And that made it so much easier to get the ball, to get the strike. But I'm hoping to be doing that some more. I don't think you'll hear me squeal as much as you did that first time, because now, it's been a first time without bumpers, so you won't, you might hear me get excited and go, all right, or you may hear a woo, but it's not going to be as loud as it was in that video. That was an excitement that, for me being blind, you try to go when you sighted people try to put some blindfolds on y'all and try to see if y'all can do that without having bumpers. I think it's hard for anybody. Bowling is just hard anyway. You have to be able to, unless you can get it to go down straight and the way you hook it or whatever sometimes. And that ball I had was I think they said it was a red ball, and it was an 8-pounder. So I was, at first I was holding a 10-pound ball. But this one was this ball, it was round. I mean round, listen at me. Of course, balls are round. Oh, Lord. All right, this ball was red, I was trying to say. It was red. It was a red ball, and it and it was a 8-pounder is what I was trying to say. I don't know of any bowling balls that would be lighter than an 8-pounder. And not only that, my fingers are so little. I'm sure. Now, those of you that are subscribed to my channel, which that have not met me personally, my hands are small, but I have these little bitty fingers, and so the 8-pound ball was actually better to hold because my fingers could get into the ball a little easier, to the holes there, and get it where I could throw it easier and get more power behind it. The 10-pound was a little bit heavier, and not only that, because it was not only that, because the ball was heavier, it was also, the holes were just a little bit bigger, and so it was kind of, it wasn't as easy to, I had a little bit more of I guess you could say, a tiny bit more harder time controlling the ball to hold on to it. And so the 8-pounder really kind of paid off and kind of helped me in that area to be able to hold that ball and get it to go down the lane like it was supposed to. Other than that, I'm hoping to put some new videos up. I'm gonna see if I can put the videos of my birthday party at my church. There were some videos. There's about 2 or 3 of them, I think. Yeah, there was about 2 or 3 of them that had, one of them just has me kind of laughing at something. I think what it was is one of the church members was describing everything in the room, like she wanted me to know what the banners said and all the little stuff about the cake, and because I just, I'm now 50, so that's hard to believe. I just turned 50, so, and everybody says I don't look it either. But, any hoot, so so basically in a nutshell, it was, a white cake, because I like white cake with white icing, so it was got something on my shirt, and I'm trying to get it off. Just a second. Something is on my shirt. Not sure. It's like crumbs. Almost like you get crumbs on your shirt. But it was a beautiful white cake with white icing, and there were balloons everywhere, and some were hearts, and there was one that was a big star, and there was one that was a round balloon. And they were helium. And then there was just, they were just like a good time. We all had a good time celebrating my 50th birthday, and so turning 50. Well, the only thing with me being 50 is I don't look it. Like I said, for starters, people see me and they'll think, well, you don't look 50. And I said, well, I am. And they'll say, well, you don't look it. Have been told I look like 30, 40, maybe. Sometimes I've been told I look about 20, 25, just in those areas. But the only thing I'm noticing about me turning 50 so far is one of my knees. If you know how you squat and you try to you try to squat down and then you go back up, like you're trying to do an exercise, or you squat. So I'm noticing that my knee, my right one, it'll make this sound like it wants to, like it'll pop like that. It makes a little popping sound in it. And my mama said, well, we're going to have to start getting you some, what does she call that stuff? Some, oh boy, I know what I want to say, but it won't come out. Some of that stuff like, for your bones, to help with in your joints, kind of, when you get about your bones. But I'm still very active. I still feel like I've got quite a bit of energy and to be able to do things so far. The bowling and all was still able to be done. As far as, let's see, I'm sure maybe some of you have been curious, some of you that have been with me for umpteenth of how long y'all been with me under the subscribers. I've, my white blood count is better than what it was, but it's still kind of high. It goes from, the lowest it went down to was like 10,000 and something recently, but then it's jumped back up to around 12,000, 11,000, something like that. And so we still don't have I still don't have an exact why that I have that problem. We just know that, I do know I can tell you I don't complain of the fevers like I used to. I used to have some of you that would remember right after I had my second baby, my second boy, that sometimes the, temperature would be almost around 100. Sometimes I would run that low grade fever all the time. And I do still have a tendency to be kind of warm. I have, like, I'm a very hot-natured person. So I do still have those moments, too, where I have those, get hot and that kind of stuff. And let's see, my second CD is on its way to being complete. I'm right now working on the tracks. It will be a gospel CD, and it will be called Through Each Storm, will be the title track. And it's the song that I've written in 2013. And so that is pretty much, let's see, I know maybe for the new subscriber, you're probably interested on how I do stuff like this. So my phone, as y'all know, excuse me, my phone has voiceover on it with speech, and it allows me, it's the iPhone XR, and it allows me to be able to navigate my menus and see what's on my screen. And sometimes I can take good pictures of myself, and other times it's not as good. Sometimes I have to have somebody to help me. Like, say, if I really want to if I really want someone to take a good picture of me, and I mean real good, then I probably have to have help, because it does pretty well. Like, it'll tell me, if it talks, it will say face centered, or it may say face at bottom edge, face top left edge, face top right. It'll tell me things like that. And then sometimes it may say tilt to the left, tilt to the right, or, and then if I get it straight enough, like if I can hold the phone straight some way, then it will say level. And so I'm assuming that means that it's level and it's okay to take a picture. I hope this video is recording, because if it stops, you're gonna miss out a lot of stuff. But anyway, so that's how I navigate, and that's how I'm able to text, type. I can do email, I do Facebook, I do anything just about like sighted people do. As my mama says, the only thing I can't do is drive a car. Ha ha. But I wish I could, but that's the only thing. She says, well, that seems like that's the only thing you can't do is drive. And I'm like, yeah, and if I did, the reason I say ha ha is because if you wanted me to stick my cane out the window and go down the road, yeah, but I'm not going to do that. That'd be a bad thing, be a disaster. So if you have any questions about anything, leave me comments here. You're welcome to ask me things, and I will do my best to reply. But for the new subscriber, if you'd like to know about my blindness, I was born totally blind, except I can see light. So I know when there's light in a room and things like that. I can see flashes. Sometimes, like, say, if there's a picture being taken, and if somebody's doing it, it will flash and kind of do my eyes like that. It kind of affects the flash, so it makes my eyes kind of, I can see those flashes. I have always been asked, well, if we gave you new eyes, would that help? No, not necessarily. What I have deals with your brain. It's the optic nerve hypoplasia. And that is, the way it was described was that my nerve did not develop right. So, like when your brain is telling you what you see, then my brain's not telling me what I'm seeing, except the only thing it does tell me is that I know there's light. So I can tell you if it's dark, and I can see bright lights. That's why sometimes I may have a light on like I do right now. There's a light on in here. I can tell because I turned the light on in my office here. So, I mean, otherwise, I don't know colors. I do know what I like in colors. So, like, if you ask me, like, what my favorite color is, I can tell you I like purple, I like pink, I like blue, red. But, it's like, if you ask me, well, do you know what pink looks like, or would you know what purple looks like? No, I wouldn't. I've been told red is like a hot, like, it's described as hot, and I've been told what black and white look like, kind of, that kind of thing. But I would not know what, like, most in the colors, I would not know what blue looks like or anything without, somebody telling me now. There is a lot of jokes that sometimes if I guess something, people will tease me all the time and say, are you sure you're, blind? And I'll say, yeah, I am. And it gets interesting because it does. It really gets interesting about me being blind because I'm like, well, okay, whatever. But I just, one thing I've learned, though, is you can't let blindness stop you. You have got to, you've got to be strong, and you've got to move on. You can't just be all sad, and you can't be down at yourself. You've got to be happy, and you got to just try to do things and, not let it get the best of you in the life. And that's the way I've just told myself now, you are looking at somebody that was angry. When I was growing up, and I gave my heart to Jesus when I was 7 years old. And when I was probably, I guess I was going on 13. I guess I was fixing to be a teenager. And probably like most teenagers, I wanted to drive a car and be like everybody else. And I knew that I wasn't going to be able to because I couldn't see to drive. So when I was probably around, I'm going to say more toward maybe toward me being 16, I went through a period of anger, and I mean anger. I was very like, why me? I felt sorry for myself, and I was very mad, and I was like, why did I have to be blind? Why did I have to, be this way when I could be seeing and I could drive and I could do things? And then one day it's like God got a hold of me and said, I made you this way for a reason. And I finally just repented and told him, I said, okay. And from that point, after when I decided that, that I was going to, give myself more back to Him and rededicate and keep going and not let it hinder me, I said, okay, I can't live this way. I've got to be happy, and I've got to get myself on the right track. And so now, ever since Roger has passed away, and I never realized this until he passed away, but I find myself loving God more every day, and I find myself more thankful that even though I can't see physically with my physical eyes, except for light, I'm thankful that I'm the way I am today. And I'm thankful that I am able to, I think sometimes I can see more deep inside, even though I can't see physically, but with my physical eyes. But I have this this ability to kind of see or know if it's a good thing, bad thing. It's almost like, you don't have to see to know all this hate that we've got going around. And I'll tell you what, we are in need of love. We are definitely in the need of having love today. And I just know from loving God that I'm happy that I have rededicated my life back to Him, and I'm glad that I am definitely one of His, and I really would not have it any other way. Oh, excuse me. It's getting to be almost, it's after 10 and it's going to be 11 o'clock. But I mean, I am tickled that, I can't even, it's like I'm so excited. I just want to be, I can't wait to get up in the morning to go to church. I am so happy to serve God now and do what He wants me to do. And I've found a good church family. I'm very happy with them, and they love me and I love them. And we have a good time. We cut up and laugh, all of us. And it's fun. We all have a blast together. So, but this is my update, and it's been long overdue because I haven't updated in what feels like years on YouTube. But I'm doing great, and I'm gonna hopefully be posting some more videos. You will probably see me post, there'll be shorts because these videos are short. Excuse me, the one video is, like I said, it's got me laughing when she's describing something about my birthday. I don't know what it was, but I laughed because it was funny. And then there's the one where they sing happy birthday to me, and then they're saying blow, blow, because they want me to blow out the candle. And then I don't know if I can put pictures up here. I might be able to. Not really sure. I never tried. I've done videos, but not pictures. But anywho, I just thought I'd come up and say hello to everyone. Welcome to the new subscriber. And I hope everybody has a great Sunday. And if you don't know the Lord as your Savior, I really, really hope and pray you will come to find Him before it's too late. Because I'm telling you, it's the best decision I've made. And I'm so glad that I've got a chance to tell everybody what God did for me, and how that, yes, I was angry about being blind, but now it's like, I feel like this is the way He gets His glory, and I want to give Him all the glory, and I don't want to keep anything from Him at all, and I know I can't keep anything from Him because you can't fool God, so. But I hope y'all have a a great day. And those of you that go to church, have a good church service tomorrow. And I'll update again. Alrighty, I will talk to y'all later. Love you all. Bye.
Microphone button.